Hey guys, what's up? It's January 12th. You're tuning into the A Show. I'm Anthony Blando with my good friend Alex Giannakopoulos, and we're here to throw you the WWE Top 5 Worst Moments of the year 2011. First, let's go through some honorable mentions, the first one being WWE's Christmas in November. Alex got a lot more information on that than me, so why don't you give it to us?
It was a 3-hour episode of Raw, where we see Mick Foley come out in a Santa costume, and he rhymes for everyone. And everyone loved the rhymes.
Everybody loves rhymes as substitute for matches.
Great pop from him, period. So it's like 3 hour. So you promised a 3-hour SmackDown. You got a title match in there. You think, okay, I'll see some good matches. You got the complete opposite. You got short matches. You got dumb skits that were not funny, like Hornswoggle learning how to talk.
My favorite.
It was a good one. That was a really good one. Or the fact that Dusty Rhodes had a picture of Lady Gaga naked eating a bologna sandwich. Or whatever that was. Terrible. Not funny. The main event was okay. Mark Henry, Daniel Bryan. Still not.
It was in a cage.
It was in a cage. So
a little better.
That's something. Maybe. No, it sucked. There was a 5-man, like a battle royal, and they just called it like the night before Christmas match.
Of course. What could they have done to make this better? Really?
Move it in December is the first thing.
Make it around Christmas time.
It's like me doing a Valentine's special in January. Less skits. No skits. No more skits. Please stop those. Do WWE writers think they're funny? Really not.
They're not.
For most of the part. They're bad.
So here's the next one in honorable mentions. The Kevin Nash hitting Triple H in the back with the sledgehammer when he wasn't expecting it, and putting him out with that gentle tap for 6. Number 5, this would have been much higher if it was up to me, because I absolutely despise this man. But it is just Mark Henry's career over the course of 2011. How he got the championship, his matches with Big Show, and just anything he did. His mic work, the Hall of Pain gimmick.
My God.
Just kill me. Take it away.
He can't do a lot.
No.
I would put him higher, but it's a combination of how bad other things were and the fact that he's gotten this far. Which means there's something to him I may be blind to.
It's literally his size. It's just because he's this big black guy who is the world's strongest man.
It very well could be. Yeah, that very well could be it. But his mic work is awful. He can't complete sentences. Hall of Pain. I'll get my title shot.
Yeah.
It's
unentertaining.
His finisher? Really? What is that? Does he trip with? He holds you like 5 feet in the air and trips?
There are a bunch of wrestlers who can do that. Vader being one of them. That is a move that you can do.
Well,
Mark Henry just can't do it.
He just. Maybe he gives up.
He'd lack upper arm strength.
Like, wait, I gotta do more? I'm just gonna fall. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and we're not just hating on him because he's a heel. It's possible to like heels
easily. I love heels. My favorite.
Could be for their charm, for their wrestling skill.
Yeah.
This is not one of those guys.
No. Oh no.
What could they have done with Mark Henry's career to basically make us not so angry?
I love being optimistic. I consider myself to be an optimist on most things. I can't
think of anyone.
Fire him. He's a detriment in every corner of the business. He's bad on the mic. He's bad in the ring. His finisher's bad. Everything about him is bad.
I agree, but I would consider that a very
his entrance is interesting.
Interesting.
It's like
somebody go get the ass.
Yeah, somebody go get the wee thins. I can't understand what they're saying. Which I guess is the best part of him is his entrance.
It's just like him. You can't understand what he says.
Yeah, that being said, I can't. What about you?
That is really optimistic thinking. Trying to think a little more on the realistic side, I would have just preferred that they didn't give him the championship. Keep him on the roster, but they don't have to push him as much as they do. Push the guys with talent. You know what I mean?
What would you do with him on the roster? What would he accomplish?
He would come out like if John Cena's having his huge push, as he always is, bust out Mark Henry, have a big match, a little kitty match, and then when he takes out Goliath, everybody's like, "Oh, John Cena's strong." You know what I mean? You know what they do. They do it with a ton of heels. So let's go to the number 4. Number 4 worst moment was the everyone quitting because they didn't have confidence in Triple H as COO, and then coming back. I believe it was the following week.
Yes,
because John Laurinaitis was hired as the general manager.
Yeah.
I love how Vince McMahon came back and everyone lost their shit, but then he only came back to say that he wasn't coming back. So it was like, oh, thanks for that. What do you think?
I remember being left like, oh my god, what is going to happen? It was a really, really cool thing. Like, they dropped the cameras on the canvas and then it just ended in silence because the announcers left, and it was really cool. And I was like, whoa, this is interesting. Next week, they're all back. It's all bad.
No big deal. With a shittier manager.
And like when I was thinking, like this could be really cool and like a storyline, like a civil war between the brand, or
definitely
something cool like that. Everything's fine. We dropped the beat.
It's all good.
Come back in.
Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. What could they have done to make this better?
Add a storyline.
Yeah, don't just cut it off.
WWE has a nice habit of dropping things. Just dropping things, like the whole money thing falling on Vince McMahon, or him blowing up in a limo, or his like illegitimate son. Just dropping.
Did it end up being Hornswoggle in the end?
Yes.
They're good at that.
Just dropping things and forgetting about it.
Oh, here's one. Remember Kane? I don't know if it was last year, but Kane had this huge thing where he was walking around with a mask, and then it's like, LOL JK, it's Rey Mysterio's mask. I don't like Rey Mysterio. And everyone was, I know I was tagged.
But no, they could have made a story. Like,
that's all we ask.
It's just like, I feel like they're doing half of the work.
Definitely.
They get themselves in storylines and then just like
drop it.
Yeah, new one.
We don't want to go anywhere with that.
So yeah.
Let's just move on. The number 3. This is a big one.
Oh man.
Basically any Divas match of the year.
Go
ahead.
I dare someone, and please comment if you can. Name me one good Divas match that happened in the last year, non-pay-per-view. Every Divas match lasts a minute 30.
If even that.
And it's botches. They're not good. The only good ones you have are like Beth Phoenix. That's it.
She's a great wrestler.
She's good, but she's fighting jobbers.
Absolutely. And it's not even fair because it's like those are the faces of the Divas. And I hope everybody understands we're not saying like girls can't wrestle.
No.
Women should wrestle. Absolutely not. Women can wrestle. There are plenty of great women wrestlers if you look at wrestling history. We're just saying you shouldn't make models wrestlers because they're models.
Kelly has 2 moves.
Does she? I can't name them.
Stink face.
That's
ass slap.
Move.
Ass slap. Those are her 2 moves.
That's wrestling. So the Divas matches go minute 30.
Oh, they're bad. And there's not. I mean, I guess Natalia's good too. But when your matches are excuses to air second 2012 trailers, there's a reason no one wants to watch your matches, and it's because they're bad. And I don't know if it's like the trainers not making them, because there were good Divas matches maybe like 2 years ago, a year ago. I mean, they had some talent, but they all left, and I can imagine why, because this Diva unit is awful. Other than Beth Phoenix.
So simple fix to that is hire women wrestlers, don't hire models.
Wrestlers.
And I'll do a little more research into that because, I mean, probably right, but I don't think any of them were hired because they were great wrestlers.
I don't know, I think Beth Phoenix was maybe Natalia because she was Anvil's son, or daughter. But, and maybe Snuka's daughter too. But I think that's about it. I think
might just
everyone
because
else,
they're daughters.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, they were hired for the other reason that they're not models.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
that's
definitely.
it.
So that's a simple fix.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Number 2, worst moment of 2011. We were just talking about the storylines that we bring up and we completely drop, and this is definitely one of them. Do you guys remember when they would get the little ring on the computer? Michael Cole would go to the thing, message from the GM. The general manager was anonymous.
Yes.
Now, at first glance, that's a really cool take, because where can that go? There are so many places that storyline could go.
Yes.
And it went nowhere. It just dropped it completely. I don't think we ever figured out who it was.
Was it all a build-up for John Laurinaitis?
If it was, I'm really sad.
I hope I didn't miss a Raw where they said it's Triple H.
Could have been.
I hope.
Either way.
But even Triple H is disappointing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
I don't think it was. I don't think the Mr. GM was Triple H. I think I dropped it. But I might have missed a Raw where it's like, oh, Triple H. But all that build up, John.
It couldn't have been Triple H because the GM was like doing really heel-like things.
Yeah.
So I'll look into it.
They drop it. They play the Apple ringtone, and then everyone has to go silent. What? Why? Why do you shove something down our throats so often and then forget about it?
There's no conclusion.
No, it's like having a champion fight every week, and then just cutting him and not explaining why. That's just it. It's just like I see him every week. Gone. Poof.
No explanation.
No deeper storyline. So the fix for that, make a storyline.
Just finish
Pick someone. Or you don't have to pick someone.
Honestly, it's a really simple fix. The WWE Universe, quote unquote, is like they love to talk about how they listen to the fans. Honestly, like they call it the WWE Universe. Like they're trying to make us feel important. I mean, I feel like a product when they speak about it that way. But just listen to them. You know very well what they want. People say it.
Yes.
Whenever there's a storyline, they know they all have like at least 3 different things that they would like to happen, and they're usually great. This one, I know a lot of people are saying Shane McMahon's going to come back, Vince McMahon is going to come back. It could have been one of those, okay, you don't want to make that big of a stretch. There are other options than just leaving it. Or making it Triple H. That was stupid.
I like to think that every month they fire writers and bring in new ones. So it's that foreign to them. They have to scrap it. I like to imagine that's why they suck.
Steps and just, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do.
Scrap it. Just keep going.
Absolutely.
Speaking of keeping going, number 1. The worst thing you could do in WWE in 2011. What are you doing with Jim Ross?
Oh,
he's an announcer. He's a rapper. He's a dancer.
Apparently so.
He gets barbecue sauced.
He gets fired when it wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
That was my personal favorite. John Laurinaitis getting the balls to call up JR and fire him on live television.
The man's like, what, 60?
And he has done nothing but good for the WWE.
He's a voice of wrestling.
Definitely.
He is. And you treat him with what? Rap battles.
They really wanted to leave.
Spinneroonies, what are they doing?
And now it looks like he's gone for good. If you've read his Twitter...
Yeah, no, and you look at his tweets, and he's playing it off like, yeah, if they want me to come back, I'll come back. But don't play this game where you have him do rap battles.
How about this? How about this idea? Let's let the announcers announce the matches.
Yes.
We have all color commentators.
Yep.
William Regal announcing for NXT. I don't know if that was a thing or how new that is. But he's a play-by-play. He can name the moves.
Yeah.
He definitely was a technical wrestler in his time. He knows his way around the ring. JR wasn't a wrestler, but he knew every move.
Well, yeah.
He could give you the play-by-play.
He was around the business forever, yeah.
Definitely.
But now we have... active. I mean, and believe me, I like King, and I like Michael Cole.
King was a wrestler, and he just doesn't... He's a color commentator.
But they just debate.
Definitely.
And Michael Cole says funny things, but not during a match. Or... like, during, like, a slow point, you can. But, I mean, please do a play-by-play. Please tell me what's happening. Tell the audience what's happening. Educate the fans a little bit.
We're getting the announcers that do nothing but talk about the storylines, the heavy storylines, and then advertise.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with storylines, but, I mean, come on.
We don't need to talk about them. Let them speak for themselves.
Try it a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. And it's not going to happen. Not going to fix it. And I don't know how the SmackDown guys do, Josh Matthews and what's-his-face and Michael Cole. I don't know if they do play-by-play. I don't imagine.
They have moments where there's no talking. That's something that should never happen unless there's a moment that you are speechless in the ring. And how often does that happen when you got great wrestlers? Like, of course, when JR was around, you had Stone Cold and The Rock. There was never a moment where you weren't yelling at the top of your lungs, Stone Cold! Stone Cold!
Yeah.
It's like... that shouldn't happen. It's your job to play up the matches and tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
And they have moments where they sit there and they're joking and snickering and in their regular voices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you.
They're not doing their jobs. And without JR, one of the best voices, the best things that has ever happened to wrestling.
He's there. He's just dancing. That's the thing. No, that has to be the worst that they've done.
Yeah, and that's especially why it's number one.
When they had what's-his-face beat up JR and the King.
Which one?
I forgot who it was, but they called out JR and the King and he beat him up.
Why not? Why not?
Just to piss on JR's career. What they want to do. Anyway, that's our top 5. if you want to comment your opinions, your top 5.
Yeah, there's our lockup for you guys this week.
Yeah.
What is your top 5 worst moments of the late year?
Yeah.
Let us know. Put it in the comments. Thanks for listening.
Until then, see you later from the A Show.